Brandon,
What's up, man?
dude, we're in the same room.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome back to South of the Mouth Sports. My name is Jeremiah. This is my brother, Brandon. And for the first time ever, you are getting to see us in the same room, having all the energy, having all the fun. And we are excited to bring you some college football updates. But first off, Brandon, you wanted to start out?
Listen. All right. So I don't care much for the NFL. I don't watch a whole lot of it. I don't hate it, especially now that there's so many Alabama players in it.
79 to be exact.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. But something happened this week that was really huge and just really fired me up. This incredible kicker named Justin Tucker set an NFL record at 66 yards. Just mind blowing. And he did it in the most amazing, fashionable way possible. He did it on a last second game winning field goal.
That's like, how do you even begin to fathom breaking an NFL record on a game winner in a game that you probably weren't even supposed to win because he plays for Baltimore and they've had, whatever, up and down season, up and down past few years. No offense to Lamar Jackson or any of his fans.
Right.
Lamar Jackson's a man. That team is just not built to win with him. But Justin Tucker coming out and booting the ball like that, and he's been kind of like, I played fantasy. I don't play fantasy anymore, but he's been kind of like one of those hit or miss kickers.
Mhm.
You know, he'll have one good week and then he'll have, whatever. But he's been like spot on apparently this year. He's booting like everything.
He has definitely set his name in the record books, and it is just amazing, incredible. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to him because that is just one incredible feat, man. Way to go.
Props. Big shout out Justin Tucker. You know what else is a big, incredible feat?
What?
North Carolina State beat Clemson.
Let's get into that.
Yes. Dude, this game was one for the ages, and I called it.
Mm-hmm.
I called it last week. I said that Clemson has been up and down since they played Georgia. DJ Uiagalelei does not look like the guy that they thought he was going to be, and that's not his fault. It's obviously like their O-line is just terrible. It's awful.
Right.
They don't stop anybody from getting in, and that was proof. But Clemson comes in as the number 9 ranked team and just get destroyed, man. Like they got beat up and down the field.
Yeah, and the worst part about that game was the NC State had 3 chances. Their field goal kicker missed 3 field goals, and I mean they wouldn't even win into overtime. And then they go up in overtime and have a chance to make the stop. Their defense has been great all year, and then they don't make the stop, and then they don't stop them again on the next drive, and then they can't score. And so their defense, who's been great all season, doesn't come through in the clutch. And so this is just like a flip from the Clemson that we've known over the past few years, and it's really unbelievable because
it's not a testament to Dabo because Dabo's been such a prolific coach over the last few years. I seen a comment or a post the other day on Facebook where this dude asked, "Is Clemson a dynasty? Would you consider Clemson a dynasty?" And I would, because since the college football playoffs, they've only been out 1 year.
Right.
And that was the first year that we ever had the college football playoffs every year. Asked if Clemson was a dynasty, and if not, I think it was Jermaine Funnyman Johnson asked this question. And if not, how would you consider them not a dynasty?
Right.
I consider them a dynasty because 1, they've won 2 of the last 6 national championships. They've played and competed for 6 of the last 7 national championships
in the playoff. Yeah.
In the playoffs,
right.
They've either made it the first or made it to the championship game. So, like, how do you not consider that a dynasty?
Right. Well, okay, so we're not just looking at what they've done over the past 6 years. Right now, they're in a very unique spot in that they've had a lot of success, and this year they're not having much. So how they respond is what's really going to be telling as a team. Because, I mean, even with Saban in Alabama, they've had a couple of years that have not been great.
A.J. McCarron losing to Utah State a few years ago, back in 2012, right?
Something like that. So, I mean, teams have down years. So how are they going to respond? Are we going to see Clemson get it together and finish the year strong? They might lose another game. They might lose 2. I imagine they're going to have a winning season. They may even still, they still could win the ACC championship. They're not going to make the playoff at this point. But so what's going to happen next year? That's what's going to be telling. So if they finish the year out strong, lose maybe one, even maybe two more games, and end with 4 losses, and then have a strong bowl performance, and then come back next year and then make it back to the playoffs, that will be really telling as far as what they've built there. Yeah. If this year crashes the program like Florida State after, they lost to Alabama and Francois got hurt, they went from national powerhouse to now they're 0-4.
0-3. Yeah, 0-4 right now.
So
losing to Jacksonville State.
Right. So how's the program going to respond to a couple of bad games and not playing well in the first part of the season? We're going to find out. That's definitely true.
It's hard to win football games when your offense don't score.
That's true. And the line and even the receivers have not been great. And they have no running game.
Like at all. I'm looking at their numbers, and DJ Uiagalelei, their quarterback, that's a hard name to pronounce. He was the leading rusher with 63 yards, and then Will Shipley, who was the guy that backed up Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
And Shipley was not even like he was the number 2 back on the depth chart. He's averaging like 30 yards a game.
They had another very talented running back that transferred out. I can't remember where he went, but he transferred to another place because he wasn't looking at a whole lot of playing time there. And who knows what he may have done. I believe he's starting wherever he's playing at. So, what have they lost in the transfer portal? What have they lost to injury? There's a huge injury to Brazee, the defensive player who's real strong anchor, and he's out for the season with the ACL tear. So, man, how are they going to respond? How deep is that depth chart on defense? What are we going to see from Clemson moving forward is really going to be telling. And how will the coaching staff respond? And how will they get their players motivated? Or will they fold? And will we see just trash from here moving forward? Because right now we're not seeing a very solid product. They're not even playing good football in their wins.
Yeah, like they were playing teams that they should be beaten by 20 or 30 points, and they're keeping them within the game. Like even this NC State team, had I not been watching Clemson play the way they've been playing, I didn't think. I mean, I would have never picked NC State over Clemson, but I just seen the thing that I seen the most was NC State and their 2 wins. They were pressing the line. Their defense was getting after the ball, and they were having a lot of what they call gang tackles. Right. Everybody flooding to the ball. But I want to give a shout out to the quarterback, dude. These numbers are ridiculous. He went 32 for 44, 238 yards, and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, with a QBR of 85.8.
Well done.
Like that's unfathomable.